Hello, and welcome to another episode of US Law Live, US Law's official podcast. We are in the month of March, so we are celebrating the 20-year anniversary of US Law Women's Connection. So today, the podcast is hosted by yours truly, Pam Hallford, down in Dothan, Alabama, and my gorgeous, amazing female co-host, Jessica Dark at Pierce Couch. Hi, Jessica.
Hi, Pam. How are you?
I'm I'm stressed, but I'm here. How are you?
Well, I put on my bright red lipstick to celebrate Women's Connection Month, so you could see me, even though our listeners do not. But I'm really excited for our podcast today. We're very lucky to have been joined by not one, not two, but three of our Women's Connection leadership. Let's get started with Margot Walensky. Hi, Margot. How are you?
Hey ladies, I'm okay. I want to be like I'm great, but let's be honest and real. It's Monday and although it is like 65 degrees where I am, so it's the Northeast is getting warmer as we go on. New Jersey is having flowers that are coming up and it's wonderful. So I guess that's a positive. And I'm excited to see you ladies very soon. So I can't wait for our conference.
And that's a good point that this podcast will be releasing on day one of the Women's Connection program. So maybe you're tired today, this random Monday in early March, but today's day one of the Women's Connection event. Let's talk about how excited we are. We are also joined by Haley Hopper. Hi, Haley.
Hey, how are you guys?
Haley,
And
do you know Jessica Dark, my co-host here?
Like a tiny bit. I don't know, like just a few little facts about her. We've been friends since our 1L year and made a fast bond. And so everybody in our law school class thought that we had been friends for a long time before law school, but that's just how Jessica rolls. When you're friends with her, it's, pretty much instant. And now we work together and we're partners. So there you
they
go.
would they would be like, "Did you guys go to high school together?" And I was like, "We met last week." Yeah,
But there was a very specific ask, which is, do you want to be best friends? And I said yes. And so it was like, well, here we are.
best decision she's ever made.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
And
love that.
I know. And another one of our fun co-guests today, we've got Jennifer Lee. Hi, Jennifer. How are you?
I'm good, except for this weather has given me a bit of a head cold. So lovely that I am just being heard by voice today. I'm sure I sound lovely. I'm going to try to
You
make the,
look great, by the way.
well, thank you. Maybe that'll make up for my nasally sound. But I'm going to try to make it through without sneezing. And looking forward to, as Jessica said, that this will be played day one in a beautiful place with beautiful weather and beautiful ladies.
Tell us, Jennifer, where is this beautiful place with the beautiful weather and beautiful ladies?
Yes, it is in Beverly Hills at the Wilshire Regent. Is that the exact way to say it? Beverly Hills. Most of you probably remember that from a lovely movie, Pretty Woman. And I've never been there, so I'm super excited.
Me, Bev, Will.
Will, yes.
Mhm.
Love it. And we will be there for the US Law Women's Connection, the 20th one. And part of the reason that we had you guys on today is you are the leadership of the US Law Women's Connection. Will y'all tell us what your positions are and what that means?
Sure, I'll start. I am the vice chair. Super excited. Mandy is the chair, so love being her number two, and then having these women with our group. And we are so excited about Reed, Bev, Will. I even got a little pretty woman suit-esque shorts and a little, button down top. I think I sent a photo to some people. Can't wait. So vice chair, here I am.
And
next.
Margot, before we continue, tell us more about you and your firm and your practice.
Well, I am with Connell Foley. We are the New Jersey firm at US Law, and my practice, my group's practice, because we are a group of amazing people. Well, they're amazing, and I just sort of am there. But we do a lot of retail hospitality, premises, product liability, labor law, where people just, fall off construction sites, super not cool. And that's pretty much it. A little bit of intellectual property and employment litigation is blowing up. So we do that type of work as well. And I work with a great group of people.
Very exciting. And Haley, give us your bio.
Well, I'm at Pierce Couch, Hendrickson, Basinger and Green in Oklahoma City.
Top firm in the state. Yes.
Yes, excellent place to work, if you ask me. And I do a lot of the same stuff Margot does: retail, hospitality, premises liability, dram shop, transportation, and then, randomly some other stuff that people might ask me to do, but oil field injuries, land damages. Got a lot of people mad about trees being trimmed by utility companies. And yeah, that's pretty much my practice. So I'm the secretary of the Women's Connection practice group, and I think it mostly just consists of answering emails and trying to plan great events and hopefully come up with some fun ideas to do something different. So we're really excited to go to Beverly Hills.
And that leaves Jennifer Lee on the leadership of our Women's Connection.
Yes. So I'm the educational coordinator, although I feel like it is definitely a group effort when we come up with these topics. So thank everybody when you are thankful for the wonderful topics that we have, which there are some great ones coming up. I am in the Dallas, Texas office of Fee Smith and Sharp. I also do transportation, retail hospitality, premises, kind of what all the other ladies are doing here. But I do also, I started out my career in the DA's office, so I have a criminal background. So I have a little niche practice of sex assaults, human trafficking. And in fact, the first time I ever spoke to Jessica on the phone was she had worked on a human trafficking case that partly happened in Oklahoma, partly happened in Texas, and it ended up getting filed in Texas. So I took that over, and it was so great because she had done such an amazing job putting everything together for me. So I got to take it over the finish line and look great because of her great work.
Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, each of these positions follows with every practice group within US Law. So every practice group has an educational coordinator, a secretary, a vice chair, and then a chair. The chair of the Women's Connection is Mandy Ketchum, who was a former chair of US Law as a whole. And she could not be on with us today, but I know Mandy is very excited to see everyone in just a few weeks. But the educational coordinator, what Jennifer's role is, helps to create the content for all of our conferences, seminars, whatever it is that we're putting together. So we're always, as a fellow educational coordinator, we're overworked. But no, I think we work really hard to try to come up with content that is not only going to be beneficial for the clients who are coming, but also that the lawyers will not find to be, or outside counsel will not find to be, a time suck. We want it to be good. So hopefully everybody will get that experience when we are together in just a few weeks.
We're just going to do like 12 hours of programming about nuclear verdicts and most
We could fill it.
Because like that's just a topic that no one's really heard much about. let's just
Something,
go big,
yeah, something new and upcoming that hasn't really been talked about much is AI, and what that is and what could be done, right? I haven't heard that lately.
Yes, unfortunately, AI is something that we all have to keep talking about, even though we're so sick of hearing about it, because by the time, we've covered it, it's evolved into something totally different and it's always changing. So who even knows what AI will be in a couple weeks? Like it's just anyone's guess.
Well, on our last episode, I think Pam talked about her boyfriend, Harvey,
Yes.
AI Harvey. Are you guys still together?
Actually, right now he is preparing a presentation for me as we're doing this. So I gave him my prompt, and then I'm just letting him work in the background while I speak to you, lovely ladies. And it is incredible. In fact, am I a presenter at the Women's Connection? Oh, I am, and Harvey did create it. We have to submit PowerPoints for CLE purposes and things like that.
That's why I noticed you were the first one to turn yours in. And I was like, look at her. It was like the day after we were assigned that. Now I know.
The PowerPoints that no one ever looks at. It's
Yes,
good task
yes.
for AI.
Yes, absolutely. Well, I think I'm most excited to get on Rodeo Drive with everyone. There is a shopping excursion, and I'm in the market for a new bag. What are you
Ooh.
ladies looking most forward to?
I'm really looking forward to photo ops. I'd like to recreate some of those Pretty Woman scenes if
Mhm.
anybody wants to oblige. And maybe a new bag, maybe some new shoes, although I've been doing that a lot recently, so we might need to, pull it back in. But I'll bring all of them for you guys
Crowd
to
to tell
see.
you to do that. So
I'm always just looking forward to a hotel room all to myself. We're not in it very much, but those are really precious moments where I don't have a child asking me for things or a husband asking what I'm doing, what I'm looking at on my phone, what video I'm watching, just that kind of thing. So that's usually what I look forward to at these conferences, as well as seeing everybody. But
that's what I was going to say. I can't wait to see everybody. Just catching up. It's such a great group. Everybody is so welcoming, and it's a lot of fun. Judgment-free zone as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Do y'all remember the year that what was the band that came?
Oh, right. In Colorado, Utah.
Yeah, in Utah. Yeah, all female band, but they were kind of like country-ish, wouldn't you say?
We did some line dancing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was
And we
good.
had those fun blankets. I wish we could get some more blankets, like good swag. I asked for an In-N-Out truck. I'm not sure that's coming, but if it does, wow.
Yeah, if that does, then I'm gonna have you start making all of my asks to the USLAW Network because mine get poo-pooed pretty quickly. Roger, if you're listening, that was intended for you.
Don Cesar.
Yes, exactly. I am also super excited, although this gives me great sadness too, that we are having a mahjong section of the weekend, but I am very, very sad that my mahjong, I don't know, mentor, Jessica Dark, won't be present with
That's
us.
unacceptable, Jessica, I
I
think.
am very sad as well. And honestly, I was thinking I'm going to go ahead and tell them, here's what I would be looking forward to if I was
Wait,
getting
what?
a trip. I will be in Washington, D.C. I am a government relations representative for the Federal Bar Association of Oklahoma City. And it's literally the first day of Women's Connection. I will be on Capitol Hill meeting with all of the elected officials from the state of Oklahoma. Unclear on Mr. Markwayne Mullen, since he has now been appointed to the cabinet, if I will be meeting with his office, since he won't be our senator anymore. But anyway, long story short, I will not be there. I am so sad. There's nothing like a Women's Connection event, and there's also nothing like missing a Women's Connection event. Watching the content, seeing the text messages and the social media posts, it's very sad. It's the most FOMO I ever feel. So I'm excited for you guys. I plan to FaceTime you multiple times.
I feel like you
Well, that is awesome.
like unsubscribe to some group messages.
Oh, I usually hide in them and I try not to say anything so you guys don't tick me out because I want to know where you're going. I want to know who's still up late. I like to keep tabs on my girls.
So fun. I love that so much.
So Pam, are you going to be our instructor, I hear?
No, no.
Oh,
There will be, so I told Roger today that he needs to remind everyone. So about a week before the event, they will send out an email saying like, here's what you need to know, and this is what the weather's going to be like, and all sorts of things. These are the meetings that you have planned. And I said, you need to, number one, ask people to like say if they're interested in doing it or not. Like, are you going to sign up so we can make sure we have enough sets for everybody to be able to play? And then number two, let them know there will be no formal instruction. I will certainly help, but your girl wants to play.
well, I haven't played since Colorado, so
Oh God.
I'm hoping for more beginner's luck, like redo, but I'm gonna just sit next to you.
Okay. I'm okay
I
with
don't
that.
know how to play, and I have opted out. I don't like sitting and playing a game because I like to get up and move around.
So I'm not a gamer, but I will tell you, let's see, on Sunday I played from 2 to 7.
Oh my gosh.
On Friday, my 40th birthday, I played from 2 to no, from 12 to 4:30.
And
Um,
yeah, I just went on a girls trip lake weekend and that was the basically entire programming. It was like a rainy weekend. We just wanted to stay in our pajamas and drink coffee and hang out. And I'm the most experienced. The rest of them are very, very new to the game, but it was so much fun because I have very lax rules. I don't know if I'd be able to play in Dothan. But my house rules are pretty chill. It's just about enjoying it, having fun. You mess up, who cares? Let's keep playing. So I don't think you necessarily need formal instruction. You just need to play. The more you play, the more fun it is.
Maybe we could have a beginner's table.
Oh no, you need to have someone who knows what they're doing. You'll just start
Honestly,
playing dominoes.
Pam seems real serious. I don't want to get over there and not know what I'm doing.
I do tend to yell specifically at Allison Sossaman when she doesn't pay attention or follow rules. So I would highly recommend not sitting Allison and I at a table together. It'll just stress everyone out. But Jessica, we have adopted here, my group that plays here. Actually, y'all, speaking of which, I'm hosting a mahjong event tonight at 6 p.m. For like I host it for random women like that I don't know. And they pay and then they come play and it's fun. I'm part of the Dothan Mahjong Club. So anyway, I make everyone adopt the same rule. And I always tell them it's from my friend Jessica in Oklahoma.
What is that?
Describe what it is.
When you discard the same tile as the person in front of you who discarded that tile, you click it, same, and then you cheer and have a drink.
Cheers. Well, it's funny you say that, Sam.
For Jessica, apparently.
What?
I said a drink of coffee.
You know, this is public radio, Haley, trying to lay low. I took with me to the lake hours away with people who do not know Pam, my koozie that has Pam's face on it, and
I love it.
put my cup of coffee in the koozie and played the whole time.
I think something that's super fun is we get to talking. Like all of us know each other through Women's Connection. And I think it's just like I'm on a different group message with everybody who's on this call. Like a random one with Margo, a random one with Jessica Dark, a random one with Haley, and then Jennifer Lee. So I mean, it's just so cool to be connected to you women across the country who are doing same thing as what I'm doing and finding little joys that we can like spread to one another to keep us all going and uplifted. And that's what Women's Connection, I think, is all about.
Yeah.
And laughing. You guys make me laugh when I need it the most.
Oh, I love that.
Lots of love.
The first US Law meeting I ever went to was a women's connection, and I remember just leaving and feeling like kind of reinvigorated and sort of like ready to take on whatever when I got back to the office. And that fades usually pretty quickly, but it is there's something about kind of meeting with everybody and talking through how we're all contending with some of the same issues and getting ideas for how to deal with problems. And it's just such a collaborative group. It's so much fun to talk to everybody and hear their ideas and stuff.
And so supportive too, right? Like, I mean, when things go on in life, there's no group that I would have rather been with, like personal stuff and, family issues and whatnot, work issues. I mean, there's no judgment. It is all embracing. And I've just never been around such a solid, group and bench before. It's like pretty unusual and so lucky. And this includes all of our friends that are basically friends first and then clients too, right? I mean, there isn't a client I think that most of us work with that we don't also have those personal texts with and calls, and it's just and we just kind of everyone gets, folded in together, and it just becomes this awesome, dynamic, solid, super supportive group.
Yeah.
I think my first women's experience was in Deer Valley, and I remember being just a little overwhelmed, obviously, with the sheer number of women that were there. And Margot came up to me and I think was like, "I love your top," and it just kind of immediately started the whole weekend as everyone's welcoming and wants to chat with you and get to know you. And I think it's really fun, especially being from like Oklahoma, talking to people from other much bigger, jurisdictions or just completely
Like
different.
Dothan.
Yeah, like Dothan. Love to hear about what's going on down there. And the armpit of America, I believe is how Pam describes it.
Yeah.
But other big cities or different makeups of cities, and getting to hear what's different, but also what's the same.
Yeah, I really appreciate, and I always think about, because we all sit there and end up talking, everybody's sharing stuff and learning stuff. And, there's a lot of venting and then realizing like people are dealing with the same stuff. And I always sit there and think, I wonder if the men sit around and do this. Like, I don't feel like it's the same, but yeah.
I actively try to not think about what the men are doing at
Well, it's to make me laugh. Yeah.
boys only club stuff. And I'm really pumped for all of the people that we have presenting, and definitely our keynote, which is Sarah Wells. Do any of y'all have any connection with Sarah?
I want to say that maybe did Mandy, or did I make that up?
I don't remember how she came to be. There was a connection. It wasn't me though. She's gonna be great though.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you get to hear an Olympian talk, I think it's pretty astonishing, especially in light of, the Winter Olympics just finishing. I'm sure she'll have some really fun perspective to shed light on, and that's awesome. I hope she'll get to hang out with us a bit and chit chat, and I'm sure she will. Usually our speakers are great about that.
What do you think? So day one, all of our friends are listening to this podcast on their flights or in their Ubers. What would be your biggest recommendation or tip to someone who maybe this is their first or second US Law event? What's something that you would have wanted to have known back then, or that you recommend?
I would say go up to anybody
Yep.
and just say hi, because I don't know a person that wouldn't immediately invite you into the circle we're sitting in, or introduce you to the person next to them. Just lean into the extending yourself and saying hi.
sometimes I think we get so excited about seeing our friends that we haven't seen in a long time that we just kind of forget about the people who maybe are feeling a little bit apprehensive about coming up to a group of us speaking. So I would echo what Margot has to say and say, please come up and talk to anyone, no matter if they're in a group or if they're by themselves. We're all there to make connections. We want you to be in the circle the next go round. And I mean, not like any sort of weird circle. I mean, circle of people chit chatting. So
Well, you an icebreaker, and that's always a good thing. Like if you one like when you participate in it, but two, listening to other people kind of gives you a good like connection point to go like, oh yeah, you were the person that said that you like this TV show or whatever. And so I would say like take advantage of that. It's a good opportunity to kind of figure out what to talk to somebody about if you haven't met them yet.
love that.
Yeah, and I think also if you haven't been before, but you're going with one of your colleagues who has, asking, is there anyone specific I should reach out to, or anyone you think that I would just particularly vibe with?
Yeah, but the answer is everyone.
Right, that's true.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we had somebody talk, oh gosh, was it last year? It was when we were at the Grove Park Inn. They talked about, the keynote speaker talked about being your authentic self. And I think Women's Connection offers everybody a really unique opportunity to do that, to really exercise those muscles in being your authentic self, because it really is a judgment-free zone. Everybody is there to support one another, and build each other up. And if you show up there as your true authentic self as much as you can, you're going to leave feeling so empowered and fulfilled. And I always feel refreshed when we leave Women's Connection, which is unusual after a conference.
And
true.
so in March, we've been doing a lot of big social media pushes on just various topics. And there have been some that have come out or that are coming up that I think are really interesting. We saw Sisterhood Shout Out Day has come out. I want to see if you guys had a shout out for anyone in your sisterhood you'd love to make on the podcast. Let's hear it, Pam.
So many.
I mean, you're asking if we have shout outs to do?
Yes.
If we got one.
No, who do you want to shout out?
So I have shouted out, and I don't know if it's already come out or if it will come out, but I shouted out Allison Sauceman, who's one of my partners here at Carr, Allison, but she's down in our Jacksonville office. She is so hardworking. She's got 100 million things to do at all times, but always shows up for me in a super real and present way, no matter what's happening in my life. So I'm super thankful for her. I'm also super thankful for, there's a number of clients, and so I hesitate to say one because I feel like then I'm leaving somebody out, but Janice Beecham has always been like such a strong supporter from Estes Express Lines, has always been such a strong supporter of mine and of women. I want to shout out her as an example of what someone who sort of puts their money where their mouth is insofar as promoting other women in the legal and claims industries. So yay to Janice, love her to pieces, and proud to know her.
Pam, always going above and beyond, giving us 2 shout outs. What about you, Margot?
I mean, I have like 10, so I'm gonna go. I feel like this is like the Oscars when the music starts playing. I mean, we're just gonna get like, I mean, I don't even know where to start. All of you guys or ladies, Goodwin, Megan Goodwin, Saucy, Sauceman, Tamara, Tricker. I mean, the list goes on for US Law, just so supportive and always there, no matter if it's to make me laugh, to have a shoulder to shed a tear on, or to have, maybe a cocktail with, or a meal, or just to just be there and just knowing you're there. And some of the other women that I believe will be coming to the Women's Connection, you have Nicole Brunson at Domtar, who is just the most incredible friend one could ever have. I mean, just so lucky to have her in my life. Such a strong, smart, supportive human. Ginny Murphy, obviously, I'm sure she's probably getting 100 shout outs because she's so over the top amazing. Again, just like basically runs that company and is a client that calls after a deposition to make sure I'm okay. I don't think that's ever happened before. Wonderful person. Suzanne Meredith at TMH is another just huge supporter of women and just such a fun, smart, incredible person. Alana Croteau, and it goes on and on. I can't. The music just started playing. So next person.
Who you got, Jessica?
I want to give a shout out to Cheryl Hanley.
Yes.
Great
And
one.
then I'll Jen Randall too. Cheryl and Jen.
And Jen and Connie and Paige.
Ah, the best.
Everyone.
Yes, all of them.
I've really gotten, and who? Oh, Paige. Yes, everyone. I've really gotten to know Cheryl well when we did Future U.S. Law Leaders and now with LeadX. And I just think her ability to listen and to help make the vision come to fruition. I love her. I think she's so special and important to the organization.
Haley, who you got?
Oh, I probably would do a shout out to our friend Christy Bullard Laird at Western Flyer Express. She's finally been taken off the wait list and will be joining us in
Amazing.
And she is somebody who worked with me and with Jessica when we were little baby lawyers, as infantilizing as that term is. And just kind of always been like a really solid friend, a person that if you don't talk for 6 months, but then you just pick right back up where you left off. And she's just a lot of fun to be around, very level-headed, and someone that, I'm just glad that that I also get to call her a client, but first of all, she's a really good friend. So
Jennifer, are you going to shout somebody else out, or are you going to stick with U.S. Law staffing?
That's who I wrote down. Cheryl Hanley, Jen Randall, Paige, all them. So ditto and ditto to who everybody else said. It's just shout out to all the ladies.
Well, I mean, I cannot believe that I'm saying this, but we are out of time. This was maybe the fastest podcast ever that we've recorded. Jessica, we need to have more volume guests like this. Makes it go by really quickly. Or maybe it's just because we've got all friends on the pod at one time, but I liked it.
We could chit chat for hours.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, thanks everyone for listening to this installment of US Law Live. We will see you again next week and enjoy Women's Connection Month. Bye.
Bye, guys. Have
Bye.
fun.